In this video, you will hear McCormick Field referred to as the oldest park in America. That wasn't quite true then in 1991, or now, for reasons we spell out on today's post on the Low Mileage Tour site. Regardless, McCormick Field in Asheville is historic. It was the site of Babe Ruth's famous bellyache heard round the world when rumors flew that the Babe had died in Asheville coming home from spring training in 1925. Crash Davis broke the all-time minor league home run record at McCormick as a member of the Asheville Tourists in the movie Bull Durham. Incidentally, that scene is also linked on today's website, and if you watch, you'll see that the field and the grandstand looked almost identical to the way they do here. McCormick Field then and now is a fascinating place with a great history. Enjoy Flag Day, June 14th, 1991.
A trip across the state of North Carolina has brought us to stadium number 73 on Sports Tour. This is McCormick Field, a longtime home of the Asheville Tourists, one of my favorite nicknames in the league. And this is the South Atlantic League. They are the Class A affiliate of the Houston Astros. Asheville is right in the heart of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and so it's not surprising and perhaps appropriate that McCormick Field is situated on a hill, much like the one we saw in Spartanburg, which also plays in the South Atlantic League. And we're parked on the downhill parking lot. There's an uphill parking lot over there somewhere. There's Sue looking official. And our car. Getting more and more crowded, by the way. Here is a seat cushion that they gave us in Richmond the other night. Hopefully.
Good idea.
Definitely the best gift we've been given so far. Just because they're so necessary on those hard bleachers sometimes. Sue's got them ready. They've got handy little handles on them.
We see an interesting setup of wooden bleachers here. We're glad we have seat cushions for these. There are no stairs there. Just sort of walk around on them. Next year they're going to build a brand new park here. They're going to keep the field and tear down the grandstand and build a whole new one. It's in a great setting. So it is good that they're keeping this same fields, and so much history has been played out here. We see some trees in the background. We've never seen woods behind a park like this. Kids will have a hard time looking for home runs in those trees. They have an awful lot of billboards compared to some of the other teams in the same league. Here's a view of the wooden bleachers. This is the first time we've ever seen bleachers that are quite like this on our trip so far. They really do make the park seem old. But it's these older parks that I tend to like best. They may not look like much, but they really are my favorite. They have so much more history and they're so much more unique than some of the newer parks, although the newer parks might be more comfortable than these bleachers seem to be. This is how I get back to my seat, through here from the concession stand. You'd never guess that this leads from the grandstand to the concession stand. Oh, but there's the light at the end of the tunnel. The sign says that the concession stand is down this way. But as I walk down this tunnel, I'm a little little more afraid that I'm going to end up in the locker room or something other than the concession stand. But just as the sign promised, the concessions are just around the corner. Here's Bill watching the game from our box seats, which are practically in the dugout with the players. Here we see some signs at how old the park really is.
Battle between the Texas teams tonight in Florida in the South Atlantic League. Gastonia Rangers and the Asheville Tourists, which are affiliated with the Houston Astros. There's our flag out there in the rain on Flag Day. Raining in Asheville now.
Here we are at McCormick Park, stadium number 73. This is the oldest park in America. It was built in 1924. It was its first season. And we had a good time here. It was great to be in an old park with so much history as this park had.